And that leads into tip number 8. So if you feel like, you know what, I may not be diligent with this extra money that I'm getting in my paycheck, you can set up either through your direct deposit if you have that ability.
That's right.
If you don't have direct deposit, we'll share another way for you to do it. But through your direct deposit, you can take your full paycheck and either divide it up between a percentage or dollar amounts. So you may want, for example, 80% of your paycheck going into your checking account so you can pay all your bills, buy all the things that you need in life. And then the other 20% can be divvied up in between or between other savings accounts to help you reach these saving goals.
Yep.
If you don't have direct deposit as an option from your employer, you can set up automatic transfers. So it can be once a month, twice a month. Obviously, you want to do this after you get paid or that your money is going into your account, but set it up, automatically transfer it into a holiday savings club, right? A lot of banks or credit unions already have that. Set up some more for you. Set up a vacation fund, a car maintenance fund,
That's
a
right.
home maintenance fund. Set up these funds so you're able to achieve your goal without going backwards.
That's it. And I'm a big fan of simplicity and I'm a big fan of automating. This sort of feels like an underlining theme that isn't really being mentioned, so we'll mention it now, right? So we're automating some reminders on our calendars. We're automating some cash flow with setting up automatic transfers between accounts, and or maybe you're just using a budgeting tool and you're not physically moving the money into a new account, but you have these funds set up, and so you're moving money into those funds. Whatever that looks like for you, automate it so that it happens mindlessly. Direct deposit is just step one. And there's a lot there's so many things. Even the marketing gurus, right? They've gotten their hands on direct deposits too, and they want to get your money 2 days faster, right? They want to, if you're paid on Friday, we'll get you your money by Wednesday. So and all they're doing is giving you the ability and the mentality of being able to go spend it faster, right? That's what they're really doing, is partnering with the other marketing strategists out there that are giving you ways to spend the money faster. And so we don't want to do that. But think about the benefit and the influence and the effect and the impact that must be connected to those decisions for all of these companies to be investing the amount of time, effort, and money into these programs that they are. So let's use that. Let's leverage that, and let's set up automated transfers. Let's set up automated reminders. Let's set our lives up for success by using some of this automation, and take some of that
Yes.
decision, take away the opportunity to make a mistake or like fall into a moment of weakness and spend something that you're only going to regret later.
Right. You're putting a barrier between you and your money. So
Yes. And
if that
following your
helps
plan.
you, do it.
You make the
Right.
plan, you put it in motion, you set up the
Right.
automated schedule. Now it's going to happen whether you do it or not.
So the plan is our ninth tip, and
Yep.
that's budgeting. Now, a lot of people, when you say the B word, and I recently had a conversation with somebody who she visibly, if you're watching this
Oh
on
yeah.
YouTube, you can see me. I'm white knuckling, I'm scrunched up, my shoulders are up by my ears, I'm cringing,
Some of the
and
people
I'm
watching
hearing
are
this
doing
word.
that right now because we're talking about the budget.
Excuse me. Yes. Yeah, exactly. So, in having this conversation with this individual, the more we talked about what a budget was, she started relaxing
Yeah,
and breathing deeper. And she said to me, "Oh, that's a freedom plan." Exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's a plan to give you freedom to spend your money how you want to spend it. That's all it is. It's not a ball and chain. It's not a barrier. It's not constraints. It's not limiting. It's actually the opposite. It's
absolutely.
freeing. So we're going to do a whole future episode about budgeting. And for someone who's a nerd like me who loves budgeting, I've done it every month since June of 2017. This is a topic near and dear to my heart, and we'll jump into it and dive into it in a later episode. But until then, use budgeting as a tool to help you to achieve your goals.
Absolutely. Yeah, the budget, it's not handcuffs, right? So I've shared with you before that I used to call it a spend plan. We had formal spend plans in my previous career, and that's all they really were. They were just budgets. We just knew what we were going to spend, where it was going to go, when it was going to be spent. So we knew how much money needed to be in the account so that we could, buy the things and pay for the things and the services that we needed in order to build and complete the projects that we were doing. And that's all they are, right? They're budgets. But the term budget from a personal standpoint definitely brings a lot of stress along with it, just because of the nature of our nation, unfortunately, right now, when it comes to how our government spends money, how we've been taught to spend money, how most people spend money. And
And the emotion of spending money,
it's
right?
very emotional.
Money
Yeah,
money is very loaded, thinking from
absolutely.
your childhood through young adulthood into adulthood. There could be a lot of negative emotion tied to it.
But think
So,
about how much negative emotion is tied to it. What if you could just switch that and just flip it over into a good relationship, right? As
then it's
negative as it feels
empowering.
now, what if you could feel that good about it on the other
Yeah.
side once you made some of these changes? So, if nothing else, just try it and see how it works. Make those little adjustments and apply some of these strategies. And again, don't try to do them all at once, right? Set up some of this automation, make those little moves into different accounts or different funds automatically so that you're not tempted, so you don't have access, you're still achieving your goals. Adjust some of your habits during the year so that you can interact with your service providers, your subscriptions, your taxes, all of those different financially related, your insurance, all of these things have a financial impact. So don't sit down and do them all at once. That's a recipe. I wouldn't try to do that.
Right. And,
CPAs and
and you mentioned it
accountants,
earlier.
let them do it.
And you mentioned it when we recorded this episode for the second time, which I don't think got mentioned now, is that use your calendar to take these 9 tips and don't feel overwhelmed by it, but
Yeah.
put one a week, work on one a week, but then set it for an annual reminder that
Yes.
annually, when this week comes around throughout the year, you are going to work on tip number 1 through 9. So we're going to leave you now with our quote for the episode, which is clutter is not just the stuff on the floor, it's anything that stands between you and the life you want to be living. And that was said by Peter Walsh. And just think about that for a moment, right? We may have clutter in our homes. I'm sitting here in my living room right now. Maybe it's outside of our home, in our yard, in our shed, in our garage. Maybe it's in our mind. I certainly have a lot of clutter in my mind, and it can definitely be in your finances. So clear the clutter, spring clean, get the cobwebs out, and have this be a restart or reset for you.
And maybe another word for clutter is waste, right? If you think about it as clutter, it's just maybe a minor inconvenience or an annoyance. But if it's really waste, are you really going to let the kitchen wastebasket fill up and overflow and take over the entire kitchen before you decide to empty that trash? So maybe that's where you're at. Maybe you just need to take out the trash. Maybe you need to eliminate that waste from your life and from your budget.
I like that visual a lot. I really like that. That was a good one. So the book we have for you this time, our quotes and our book recommendations and our tips and our episodes aren't always 100% focused on money because really we look at your life holistically and money is just a piece of it. Money is a tool to be used. It doesn't define you. It doesn't make you happy.
That's right.
So the book recommendation that we have today is The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, The Japanese Art of Decluttering and Organizing. And it was written by Marie Kondo. I read this book a couple of years ago. I absolutely loved it. It's a very easy to read, easy to follow system that you can put into place for your own clutter or waste in your life. And we want you to consider reading it to help you with the clutter or waste with your finances.
I haven't read it, but it's on my list now. I'm going to check it out. I identify and I align with this sort of philosophy of being a minimalist. You wouldn't know it if you visited my house, but it can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. And I think this idea of waste and clutter and just trying to become a little bit more minimal. You don't have to go to the extreme of living off the grid. All of us have waste. We all have extra stuff that even if it's just distractions, right? Maybe it's electronics that are creating distractions instead of being used as tools to help us live a more fulfilling life and be a little bit more organized. So once they start becoming a distraction, that really falls into the category of clutter, and it's something you either need to adjust or you need to remove. So yeah, I'm going to check it out. Thanks for the recommendation.
Yeah, good. Yes, awesome. So that's it for episode 6. I sure am hoping that this is the last time that we're recording it.
It
And
better
we're
be.
moving on to episode 7, which is celebrate the win. And
Celebrate the win.
we're going to celebrate making it through successfully completing episode
I was
6.
just having
So
that
we'll
same
see.
thought.
We're on the same page. I like it. So
Yep.
with that, thank you very much, Donald. Have a great day. And I look forward to speaking with you again.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Off Limits.
Beyond the podcast, we are money coaches who want to help you.
So if you are looking for help managing your money, use the links in the description below to contact either of us and learn how coaching can help you thrive.
Lastly, please help us to spread the word by subscribing, leaving a comment, and sharing our podcast with your friends and family.